Hello everyone, it's Mark. Welcome back. In this video, I want to educate you about the Baker Act and specifically the Baker Act hearing. So let me set the stage. We had a call just a couple of days ago from a family. Their loved one had been held at a behavioral health facility now for about 6 weeks. And it was the wife calling us about the husband. And we said to the wife, has he had a hearing? And she said, not as far as I'm aware. But he did get a visit from somebody from the public defender's office, a lawyer from the public defender's office. And, we said to her, well, that only happens, the public defender only gets appointed on a Baker Act case when the facility, which is an agent of the state's mental health system, even if it's private, even if it's for profit, which is why they can lock you down and keep you from leaving, that only happens if the state has filed a petition for placement. And if they have filed a petition for placement, the court's going to automatically appoint the public defender, unless, of course, you want to hire a private lawyer, if you even have access to a phone and a credit card and all that other, stuff. But once the public defenders have been appointed, that means there's going to be a hearing, and that hearing is going to take place within the next 5 days. That's what the statute says, unless there's good cause and a reason for delaying this thing. But as a general rule, if the public defender is already involved, we're getting really, really close to your level not coming home. And it's not that I'm not a fan of the public defender. I think they're terrific lawyers. One of my associates actually came out of the public defender's office, and I hired him specifically because he'd been a public defender. But when you've got 20 or 25 or even 30 cases on the docket, it's really hard to prepare. It's not fair, right? When we take a case, we're the only case that we're handling. We're not handling anybody else on the docket, so it makes it much easier to prepare, and we can take a long run-up, right? We're not getting the file the day before, which gives us, a lot of time to prepare for these cases. But we said to the wife, has there been a hearing? And she didn't seem to know. I'm willing to bet there probably has, in which case, somewhere along the line, there's an order out there that says the husband's supposed to stay for an extended period of time. Now, unfortunately, there's no way for us to get that information. These are all confidential filings, and I don't have access to it, and neither does the wife, by the way, because, once someone's Baker Acted, pretty much everybody's rights are terminated and they're given over to the state of Florida. That's the Baker Act. The only way we're going to find out is if we file something and tell the court, hey, judge, we're here. We'd like access to this information. And by the way, you might be holding our client illegally, or the state may be holding the client illegally. And so, these are sort of telltale signs for us that something's not right here. Now, even if there's been a hearing and even if the judge has entered an order, does that mean we can't get the person out? No. There's always a plan B, right? But again, this is, what it takes to secure someone's release, right? When you've handled, I think at this point, close to 700 of these cases and all over the state. And, my associate Corey, who's also handled hundreds of these cases as court-appointed counsel, we sort of know how this thing works, right? And what we can do, and frankly, for that matter, what we cannot do. And if we can't help you, I promise you, we're going to tell you. My team will tell you if we cannot help you. We don't take cases where we can't help the person. So I wanted to clear that up. That might be a sign there's been a hearing. And if there's been a hearing, got to look for plan B. So I appreciate you tuning in. I would love a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. If you have a question or a comment, post it. I read all of them. And I try to get back to people, if not the same day, certainly within 24 hours. So thank you for tuning in. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.